You just fired up the still. Everything was going wonderfully until you realized that the distillate coming out the other end of your still was cloudy and murky. Not great. What do you do now? How's it going, chasers? I hope you're having a kick-ass week. I'm Jesse and this is Still It, the channel all about chasing the craft of home distillation and making it a legitimate hobby. You get into something, everything's going great, and then suddenly it's not. And yes, I understand it can be a real downer. Let's talk through what might be happening if you've got cloudy distillate coming out of your still. First of all, I want you to look at the cloudy distillate and really look at it. Have a look at the type of cloudy or color it is. First of all, I want to say straight away, is it still transparent, but now it's blue or kind of a aqua-y green color? If that's the case, I hate to tell you guys, but the safe thing to do is really to discard that spirit. It's more than likely copper sulfate coming through from the copper in your still, and you do not want to drink that stuff. It can mess you up. But I'm guessing that probably if you're searching the terms that I've put in here, that's not what you're looking at. So let's move on. Number two, a cloudy, milky, kind of hazy look to the spirit. It's not really got a color to it, but it's just sort of opaque. Now, this is normally associated with the end of the run, the tails. Near the end of the run, when the ABV starts to drop, it is totally normal for the spirit to go cloudy. So if you're collecting into multiple different cuts jars, that's fine. You can use it or not use it at your discretion. Some people don't really care about the appearance of the spirits. I tend to fall into that category when I'm making stuff for myself. I would rather choose things based on aroma and flavor. But I totally get it. Some people out there just hate a cloudy gin or hate a whatever, spirit that they're drinking that has a haze to it. I get that, that's cool. More often than not, this is due to the fact that something in the spirit is carrying over that is just no longer soluble in the solution that it's in. And more often than not, if you've got a jar down the end that's say 35%, and you do want to put it into your mix, if you pop it back into the mix and that mix is 45%, it may just go back into solution. It may not. Up to you. What I'm saying is it's not an issue with safety. It's not oh my God, if it's cloudy, it's horrible. More often than not, if it's cloudy, it's near the end of the run. More often than not, if it's at the end of the run, it's tails. More often than not, if it's tails, it's not something you want to be drinking just purely based on taste. But if you want to include it and you want to drink it, that's up to you. Number three, and this is by far the most common one that pops up in my experience. It has a color to it. It's orange or brown or red, or funnily enough, whatever the color of your original wash is, it's going to look the same as that. It is probably cloudy and opaque. It might even be a little bit bubbly and foamy and just weird looking. This is a puke. Imagine this is the column on your still, whether it be a reflux still or a pot still, doesn't really matter, but it's sitting on top of the pot with the wash inside. The wash is boiling, and as the wash boils, it starts to make bubbles and foam and froth, and that foam and froth rises up through the column all the way to the point where it spills over the line arm, down through the condenser, and into your cuts jar on the other side. How do you stop this from happening? Well, that's kind of a topic for a different video. I'm going to do that really soon. It'll probably be beginning of next week. I'll put one out for you guys, so keep an eye out for that. But if it's happened to you and you're seeing this problem now, deciding how to stop it happening in the future probably isn't that much of your concern. Figuring out what you can do right now is, if you are doing a stripping run or something where you're going to distill again, doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's going to drop the ABV of your low wines or the result of your stripping run a little bit. So what? Now, I will say that it is probably very smart to, before you run the next run, whether it be the spirit run for this, whether you run this again, whether you're running something entirely different, whatever it is, it's probably a really good idea to give your still a good clean now, because there's all sorts of gunk in the column itself, and more importantly over into the line arm and the condenser. Now, what if it is a spirit run? Unfortunately, guys, there's nothing you can really do to save it as a spirit run. You just need to distill it again. So it's up to you how you do that. Some options are you save it as is and then call it low wines. You make another wash identical and mix those together and put it through the still, or perhaps make multiple washes, do stripping runs on all of those, call those low wines, pop them all in together and redistill them. You know, there's multiple different things that you can do to redistill that product and use it for something else, but at the end of the day it's not going to be particularly nice as it is. Alright guys, so please tell me down in the comments if you've had these things happen before. If you've got some little tips and tricks on these things, feel free to drop them down there below. Or maybe there's another time that cloudy spirit comes out of your still that I haven't thought of. And by all means, tell me about that as well. Alright guys, I hope this helped a few of the newer distillers out. I need to say a huge thank you to the Patreons. Thank you so much guys. I can't do this stuff without you. You make all of this happen, so I appreciate it. I know everyone else that watches these videos appreciates it as well. Thank you so much. For the other people out there, if you're finding value in these videos and you would like to help support the channel directly, you can go to chasethecraft.com/support to find out all the different ways you can help out. One of them being, if it's right for you, Patreon. So, cloudy spirits, I think we've sorted it out. Number one, blue, green, kind of clear stuff that looks like what you grew crystals out of at high school. Don't drink it, it's bad for you. Two, white, opaque, cloudy stuff that happens mostly at the end of the run. Tails, up to you. Do you like the smell of it? Do you like the taste of it? You can use it if you want. Your call. Number three, cloudy, frothy, gooey, strange looking shit that doesn't look like something that should be coming out of a still that is the same color as the wash. It's a puke. It's fine, you can use it again, just redistill it. Alright guys, keep on chasing the craft. I'm out of here. See ya.